Well, hello and welcome. You are listening to Of Dice and Destiny, a homebrew Dungeons and Dragons campaign that has been set in the world of Albion. In this episode, the quiet of the literature and learning is over. Jess, well, she has to face some consequences. And, well, let's just say the Azure Watch wants some answers. But before we get into all of that, welcome to Session 8 of Dice and Destiny.
All right.
Welcome. So that's how we're starting this show with everyone died. Oh boy, this is going to be one hell of a show that we have for you tonight. And before we get on with anything else, let's go into the recap. Previously on Of Dice and Destiny, after the chaos of Razorback's Alley, the party took a step back from swinging blades and wild magic and tried something rather radical, actually learning how this world works. They regrouped, patched themselves up after the fight, and headed for Ironstead's Great Library. 101 steps. It's one of those things that makes you realise, especially for those of the modern world that have arrived here, how lucky they have it with elevators and lifts and things. But regardless, you headed up to Ironstead's Great Library and conquered the steps, though out of breath somewhat. And when you got up there, this place of stone, silence, and shelves that go further than Steve is comfortable looking. Well, let's just say if Razorback's Alley was about survival, this was about understanding. Aurora went hunting for answers about the power that flowed through her in the alleyway, and through dusty tomes and temple records she found Shantae, goddess of harvest, hearth, ordinary kindness, and more. Not a distant myth, but a very real presence whose blessing aura has been quietly sitting on Aurora's shoulders since they've arrived. Steve buried himself in beginner grimoires and spell theory, realizing that his magic isn't just a glitch, and wizards can go boom, but probably shouldn't, as it's more of a discipline. Cantrips and first level spells turned from half-remembered chaos into something that he could actually structure and control, with a lot of note-taking and a few sneaky phone photos of the pages, so that he had them for reference. Aspen did what Aspen does best. She observes. She went behind the curtain, so to speak, past the beaded doorway, and she found the librarian's conspiracy board. Receipts to titled nobles, notes about a little red book ledger, and a torn map labelled Council of the Seven. And a red thread several names. One that stood out, Va Shoven, an elven name, which she had the librarian help her learn to pronounce. Va Shoven was described as being morally grey in a way that only criminals and politicians ever are. Chris and Jess pieced together the bigger picture whilst helping Aurora and Steve research. Albion's tangled pantheons, Ironstead's recent history, and the uncomfortable truth that the gods, I've lost my spot. Hang on, there we go. The uncomfortable truth that the gods, the Azure Watch, and the city's rather dirty past, shall we say, are all very much woven together. By the time they left the library, they had more answers about the gods and magic, and a whole new list of questions about who's really pulling strings in Ironstead. Well, at least Aspen did. But after returning back to Elizabeth's Tavern, not Elizabeth's Tavern, Elizabeth's tailor shop, it has been that long, I'm sorry, and after returning back to Elizabeth's tailor shop, some light food was had, some tea, and bed. And Jess, approached in her dreams by a masked figure, was handed the very knife that Snake was killed with by your own hand. With blood dripping from your hands, you woke with a fright. And at that point, it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and everyone else was just starting to wake up. You notice, as you look over, Chris, you notice that you notice that Aurora is not in her bed anymore. She's already gotten up. She's already gone out. And there is a note at the foot of your bed on the little table stool thing that reads, "Gone to the chapel, need to speak to the clergy."
Crystal stretch, kind of getting themselves ready, and just kind of, as they're kind of getting up and just shrugging on a bag and just getting all their stuff together, they'll grab the note, skim over it, and just put it in their pocket while they're heading out.
Fair enough. As you begin to head out, you can smell freshly brewed wake nut juice and tea wafting up the stairs. And you hear the sound of Elizabeth cheerily chatting to what you can only assume to be a customer. As for the rest of you, you're all waking up at this point. I assume you're getting yourselves ready, giving yourself a quick wash down or whatever the case may be, and getting your clothes on if you sleep that way. But eventually, as you are waking up, you all merge in one of the back rooms behind Elizabeth's shop. Table is laid out. There is fresh fruit, fresh meat, and fresh coffee, wake nuts, and fresh tea. As you sit down, to enjoy breakfast. Elizabeth calls from the front. I won't be long. Just serving someone, and then I'll be right with you. Eat without me, it's fine. And she carries on chatting to the customers.
Yeah, Steve is, going to grab, some wake nut juice. Offers anyone if people want some.
Jess will just take a cup of tea, and that's it. Is like not doesn't want to eat or anything else after the bad dreams last night. So she'll sit quietly, just nursing the cup of tea.
Chris is gonna grab a full plate and a good mug of tea.
And what's
And then
Aspen
we'll
doing?
just start scarfing it down.
Yeah, I'll take you up on the offer of wake nut juice, and then I'll also stack a plate full of a bit of everything.
Yes, Steve pours 2 cups and hands one to
Aspen.
Aspen. Yeah. It's been how many sessions?
8.
It's been a month, so
As you're cheerily and happily, in some cases not even, eating away, Elizabeth finishes up and you hear the familiar chime of her doorbell. Ding-ling. As the door closes and the customer leaves. You hear the succinct thunk of a deadbolt being put in place. And you hear her footsteps coming towards you. And as she rounds the corner and looks over at all of you, some mornings there are some customers that never stop talking. And then on other occasions, there are mornings where we have lots of customers who never talk. And it seems like after whatever happened to you yesterday, none of you seem to be in the mood for talking. She pulls up a chair, sits down next to you at the table and says, well, a little birdie told me that you all had your first encounter, as it were.
You could say that, yes.
That explains the bumps, bruises, and cuts I saw last night on all of you. I do hope you've rested well.
Certainly rested. Well, not so much.
What's the issue?
Just bad dreams.
Ah,
Nothing important.
fair enough. Well, encounters like that can be traumatic. It can often come out in weird and wonderful ways. Sometimes the trauma comes out as bad dreams. In my case, there's a trauma that I have from my childhood. And still to this day, there's one thing that I cannot help myself from doing whenever I see it.
What would that be? Jess's interest is piqued by this.
She pulls out a small cord from her pocket It's red, and it has 2 small little bells tied to it on one end. And she starts rotating the 2 bells between her fingers. At the sight of blood, I will sit for hours on end, twirling this between my fingers. Don't know why. I've had it since I was a child. But it
Does it
comforts
help?
me.
Yeah. So it helps.
It comforts me. It helps ease my mind of the problem that occurred back then. And you can see she puts the 2 bells away, and as she does so, she casually wipes a single tear coming from her eye.
Jess is not going to press on this for now. She's too preoccupied with her own thoughts.
But yes, I heard you all had a bit of an encounter, and I figured a good hearty meal in the morning is going to be the best thing that we can do for you. I hope. Yes, sorry.
It will definitely help, but it definitely gave us a wake up call of to how real this actually is and how consequential these fights can and will be if we encounter more of them.
Very much so.
Yes. Oh, we do have to report to the Azure Watch at midday, so...
I'm glad you remembered. Nix asked me to remind you of that event. I'm glad I don't have to.
With all due respect, Nix is the reason we ended up with this encounter.
With all due respect, I appreciate your point of view and perspective. I do, however, know that Nix, she's normally quite used to the alleys and such. She rarely ever leads anyone astray, and she rarely ever leads anyone into trouble. I think,
Wow.
to quote her perspective, the combination of her being wanted by those that remain and the combination of a group of travellers who are unfamiliar with this town, shall we say, the two in combination with each other was something that these forgotten children, as they're known as, was something of an opportunity that they couldn't possibly try to pass up.
I feels like a matter of wrong place, wrong time situation.
It'd be maybe an advisable approach with the Azure Watch on that one, with that direction. Anywho, my next client should be turning up in about 10 minutes, and I need to prepare a couple of small patches for them. So I will bid you all a good day. There is an exit at the rear here that leads into the side alley about 20 feet from the main street, so don't worry. No one's going to jump you there. But I will, by the time you've all finished and cleaned up, I'm probably going to be with the customer, and I'd appreciate it if you could use the rear exit this morning when you leave. But it seems like you've got a couple of hours before your appointment, so I'll let you dither on what you wish to do. And she steps up and says, I do hope you have a good day, and I do hope for the best outcome possible for you. Before she turns around and walks into the shop. What are you doing? What are you discussing?
Well, we have time. We have time to kill. So, what's the plan, guys?
Well, I feel like we should be honest about what happened, and really not try to blame one of their members, because I don't think that they will take that lightly.
Yeah. I was really more talking about what we're going to be doing before we get to the Azure Watch.
That's fair.
I think it's a good thing to plan ahead.
So,
I guess.
on your screens on the VTT now, you should be able to see an approximation of the map of Ironstead. And for those on the stream, I'm just about to zoom in for you. There you go. Places that you are familiar with or have seen reference to are what is listed here. On this map. But you have the Festival Square, which is almost directly in front of the Azure Watch headquarters. You have the Market Ward, which is just off to the south of the Festival Square. You have the library. You have the Artisans Quarter, where the chapel and the workshops are. You've heard mention in a couple of the books and that you've researched of the granary, and you know there to be another chapel there, which is likely where Lou has headed to seek members of the clergy at this point. And just outside from your studies, you know of the old windmill just outside because of Shantae and your research when you were in the library. There is also the dock ward and the Azure docks themselves to the south. But it is up to you how you wish to spend the day.
Part of me just wants to go straight to the Azure Watch and get this over and done with.
Yeah, but we're waiting for multiple hours, and I feel we should see the city more. Because personally, I don't know where we are, so I kind of want to just have a look around.
How do we track time here?
Bing bong clock, I assume, is somewhere.
Have you seen a clock here yet?
Yeah.
I tell you what, if we go out and look around the city, maybe we will see a clock.
I mean, you recall having seen clocks at various locations on the chapel, in the Artisans Quarter, for example, on the Azure Watch headquarters as you walked past it, and the training grounds that are outside of it. You are familiar with a couple of other one clockmaker or that you found as you were walking around randomly, and they've got lots of clocks, although you're not sure if any of them are actually set accurately or just set there for display, so that at least something is going off all at the same time or randomly throughout the day. But either way, you are familiar with some of the landmarks and some of the bell towers and that are from the chapels and things. You've heard them ringing on one occasion, I believe.
Then fine, let's walk around for a bit and I guess pass a couple of hours away until we have to be at the Azure Watch.
Do we have maybe like a map or something?
I don't think we have a map.
Nope. Not yet, you don't.
Do we even have money for a map?
No, at least I don't.
Me neither.
I do, I think. Hang on. Yeah, I think I do.
We could find a map maker and get a map.
We can do that.
Or instead of spending money we barely have and we ask around, maybe?
Well, yeah, but we'll just find the cheapest map. We can haggle. I've done that. We can haggle. It's fine. We'll get a map.
That's
Also,
right.
I'm curious, guys, what did your research turn up to? Did you learn anything interesting?
Found out more about, I don't know, gods that exist here.
Wait, there are multiple gods?
Yeah. Like, a whole pantheon. Like...
I guess it's a bit of like Greek mythology? I don't know.
I mean, if you were to compare it to anything, I guess. But like, there are multiple cultures that have multiple gods.
Huh.
So as well as annoying the locals, we've got to be careful not to annoy the gods. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, my research turned out to be like, I discovered more of the magics that exists in this world. And, well, I turned out to be a wizard who learns through reading.
Oh yeah, I bet you'd be great at that, Steve.
What's that supposed to mean? Careful, I learned a new spell I might use on you if you're not being careful.
Oh, yeah. And Chris is kind of like moving around, jumping around, got their fists up in a fighting stance.
I got strong person.
Oh, we're doing this, are we?
We're doing this!
Hey, at least I consented.
Roll your save.
What is it? Wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Oh, that's a straight, that on the dice without adding is a 17, so...
Yeah, that saves.
So you feel the effects, Chris, but you shrug them off.
And Chris is gonna keep kind of like bouncing around a little bit. He's like, I don't know what are you trying to do, but you know, probably. Oh, and they're just throwing out like little jabs in the air.
Steve's martial arts kicks in and he tries to grapple you.
I mean, it did work. It worked on me, so you know.
What did he try and do? Do you know?
I don't know the names of spells. It just made me like him more.
The spell's called Charm Person.
I don't think anything will ever make me like you more, Steve. Okay.
Chris, as he says, Charm Person, you recall from DMing the game originally that, hang on a minute, isn't that one of the spells in the Dice and Destiny game, in the game book?
Yeah. Okay. But anyway. Whatever. And they're gonna quickly, while they're kind of walking around, they're gonna kind of sling around their bag and kind of grab their book out. And kind of look through and see if they can find anything on any kind of spells.
You find...
Because they haven't fully explored everything in the book yet, I don't think.
No, you haven't. You find that the book has... Obviously, it's altered somewhat from being the DM's guide that you had before, and the player's handbook and that you had before. And you find that they have altered somewhat. And it's now more looking like a tome. And as you're looking at it, it's almost as if it's recording knowledge that you've learnt of this world in the same style as your DMs and players' guides that you had from the Off Dice and Destiny campaign. And you do notice that, cantrips and level 1 spells for wizards. And to an extent, some of the information that you've learnt on Shantae and clerical magic has all been not revealed as such, but is now clear and easy to read compared to the rest of the book, which as yet still looks like undecipherable runes. And it brings back that sharp memory of being back at the Lake District briefly and seeing everyone there with their books and casting magic and trying to overthrow this woman that was essentially trying to corrupt an Azure crown. And then you snap out the flashback briefly. And you're back to reality, and you can see that information is still clearly there in the book. But everything else is still a jumbled mess of runes.
Can I flip through it to see if there could be anything that's decipherable at this point that could pertain to what kind of class I am?
You can indeed. Now, I have a question for you, though.
Yes.
What are you asking precisely in your thoughts as your character of the book?
That probably, like... Oh my god, I don't even know. They're probably thinking about, just trying to see what new things they could do in this world. Just, they wouldn't be too specific, because they're just flipping through and seeing if anything is decipherable at this point.
Roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier for me.
No idea what my intelligence modifier is.
Oops. If I recall, it was +2.
That would be an adjusted 20 then.
Uh-huh.
My dice like me today.
Your dice do like you today.
Don't say that too loud.
So, on an adjusted 20, you find information about your class in the book. You do stop on the page, like it's almost as if the book is trying to open itself to you to that page. And letting your fingers run over the words, they do form passages that are decipherable. And you are, if I'm correct, a druid?
Yes.
It does state that you are, well, much more natural in your magics, but you do have magics available that you can use. It's just you need to tune in to nature a bit more, perhaps, for it to emerge as a feature of your character.
Lovely. Chris is going to kind of look at that book in their hands, and then to go to Steve and she's like, well, Steve, if I'm reading this right, then I'm going to get loads better at magic than you. I'm gonna be so good.
Oh dear.
Well, have you found out what class you are? What kind of magic?
I have.
What are you exactly?
Shut the book. He's like, but why would I tell you that? Huh?
As you're... Yeah. Sorry. As you're having this discussion, I'm assuming you're all sort of walking around town, walking and talking and seeing different sights and things, yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, sorry, carry on, Steve.
Well, if Steve's a wizard and you're whatever you are, what does that make me?
Do you feel like you have the innate ability to use magic?
Nope, no magic.
Well, I think you might be one of the middle classes then.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you're definitely not a rogue. You're definitely not a paladin or a cleric. That leaves two things, I believe. Like, I think either fighter or barbarian, I guess?
I don't think I'm a barbarian.
Aspen, you've been rather quiet as barbarian is mentioned.
I don't know if I'd necessarily pick up on it. I just kind of hit things.
Fair enough.
I know what I'm good at.
Chris is going to open the book again and see if there could be anything that could remind them of what that is somewhat decipherable to what they've seen of that Jess is doing that could potentially pertain Cheers. I know what Jess is, but Chris can work it out.
D20 plus your intelligence. Please.
Mm-hmm. Oh! That is a 12.
It's vague. It's skittish. Various things that are deciphered on a base level, but nothing's really jumping out at you. Roll a perception check for me as you're flicking through the books and the pages rapidly, trying to see if anything comes out or see if anything comes up.
It's a 19.
On a 19, one thing that you do notice is more a case of what you don't notice. Every time you get to a page, it's almost as if no matter what you try and do, one of those pages will not open properly, and it automatically just pulls the other page across, or it skips as you flick through it and 2 pages turn instead of 1. It's more what you don't notice than what you do notice. And it just seems as though this one class is hiding from you.
Now I wonder which class would be good at hiding.
Hmm.
Oh! Chris would close the book again and kind of eventually put it back in that bag.
Fair enough.
And would just be like, sure, we'll figure it out. Just not say anything. They have like the slightest of hunches now, I think, but they don't have anything to be sure, so they're not gonna say anything right now, I don't think.
Fair enough. And with that, after you're walking and talking, and you find yourselves aimlessly having wandered into the market ward, into the market quarter, and you find yourself in a very, very busy street. It is packed. You can tell quite clearly that today, of all days, is market day.
Oh no.
There are calls coming left and right. You've got the smells of fresh meats that have just been freshly cooked. You've got the smells of spices coming from one of the other market stalls that's been freshly imported from other areas of the land. Maybe other parts of this continent. Maybe other continents entirely. You don't know. You can smell the spice, and you can smell the incense that's wafting from various different market stalls. You can see a rug seller, carpet sellers. You can see someone that is selling what looks to be the same pair of trousers and just has like stacks of them. You can see other market stalls that have various things like duvets and blankets, and there's one that has like little pieces of trinkets and jewellery, and it's noisy. You can hear the calls. You can see the fresh fruits and vegetables that are out on various other stalls as you're walking through. The noise and the cheers and the calls of 2 for a copper, 3 for a copper. This going on all around you, and as you continue to sort of walk to one side to try and stay out the way of everyone, you notice that there are a few more guard, as it were, a few more Azure Watch troop walking around in pairs, keeping this whole area much safer, it seems. And as you are continuing through the markets, you come across a very interesting little stall which sells what looks to be bare essentials, bits of parchment, inkwells with a small amount of ink in each one, quills, other little niceties, as it were. And then towards the back of his little stall there is a pot, and it has what appears to be canvas-like posters, as it were, that's been rolled up and tied with a bit of ribbon to keep it in place. And on the stall you see various small little framed maps of different areas of Albion. And it does catch your eye.
We wanted a map, didn't we?
Yeah, well, I guess. Didn't Aspen say she could haggle?
Yeah, I can give it a go.
So, welcome to the cartographer's supplies. Here for the maps, or are you here for the ink? Or are you here for the parchment suitable for plotting your course as you set sail on the seas and navigate the waves for whatever you need to... I'm not really selling this pirate lark, am I? Hi! My name's Roger. How can I assist you today?
Roger, sick. Yeah, we want a map of just Ironstead in general. Doesn't need to be fancy, just whatever map you have that will get us from point A to point B so that we can figure out where we are.
Ironstead, you say? Oh, right, that's this town, isn't it? Sorry, I've literally got off the ship this morning. I was told to set up my market stall, and I cannot remember a goddamn thing about boarding that bloody boat. Either way, here I am, map of Ironstead. And he starts rummaging about through various different parchments that are all rolled up underneath, in like a hidden shelf underneath. Eventually he comes across one and he pulls off the yellow ribbon from it, unrolls it. Ah! There we go! I got one here for you! Must admit, not my finest work. Silver piece for you. How's that sound?
Silver piece? You just said it's not your best work.
That's right, my best work's 2 gold piece.
Oh, how big's this map?
As he unfolds it, you see it's sort of like your average, maybe A4 size sheet of parchment.
Okay, how much is a silver worth again, above table?
Above table, 1 silver is 10 copper. And in terms of the human money, the silver would be essentially a £5 note.
Okay. Sick.
So, £5 notes.
Okay. I tell you what, Roger. What would you say to 8 copper? Since it's not your best work and all, you know, like I'm sure there's like maybe some smudges, maybe some of the lines are a little bit sketchy, a little bit shaky. Maybe we can come to an agreement on 8?
8 copper, 8 copper, 8 copper. Tell you what, because I don't actually have any copper change. But what I'll do you the map for 8 copper, and if you want to buy any one of these little trinket decorations for maps, that's down the bottom here, and he points to a little tray that basically has, like, think of your Camden Market stall with like the tiny little pewter jewellery decorations that are absolutely worthless and absolute trash. It's basically like a small tray of that sort of thing.
Okay.
I'll let you have any 2 pieces from there as well, and we'll call it a silver.
What if instead of the trinket, we do maybe some parchment instead? Top it up to a silver.
Now, lady, this parchment is 5 copper on its own. 5 copper a sheet. This is the finest parchment, and the reason being is it's the parchment, linen, how it's been made, how it's been woven, how it's been. This is the premium quality parchment. Specifically, roll your insight check. Specifically for your map making skills.
Never mind, that's not one.
As far as you're aware, he is not bullshitting. This is gospel.
How about? And Jess is going to pull out her really tatty camping chair. And it's like really old and falling apart. How about we throw this in, and you give us the parchment and think it's got to be more comfortable than that hay bale you're sitting on. And she unfolds the chair and shows him. It's like worth nothing. It was like in discount. It was like on discount in B&M. So
Yeah, support. It's really important. Your posture and everything.
yeah. It's a foldable chair. It folds right down into like a small bag like this, and you can unfold it, and it's a chair.
He pulls
So
out.
real easy to transport.
He pulls out what appears to be a spyglass, as it were, like one of those magnifying glasses that you would use for reading maps with the light in it that you put on the page. And he pulls out one of those and he puts it right up to this foldable chair as he's looking at it, and he's like, "Oh, that's useless, isn't it? Let me have a look at that." And he holds his hands out as if to say, Can I have a go?"
Whoa, what if you break it?
Yeah, sure.
"Thank you." And he very carefully he unfolds this thing. Now, the way those foldable chairs work is they split with the legs so that they form that sort of basin with that triangular basin. Yeah?
Yeah.
So as he unfolds it, he's sort of like, "Huh, interesting." And then he sees that one of the legs is slightly loose, slightly different length. And he gives it a bit of a twist. It seems broken. What's going on here? And then he slides it up and down. Oh. And then as he twists it, it locks into place. This is ingenious mechanism. I've never seen anything like this. And what's this material called that this seat is made of?
Canvas.
Canvas.
Same thing ship sails are made out of.
So I could actually patch this up if it ever broke.
Yeah.
Huh. And he undoes it and he adjusts the legs so it's like the perfect height. Puts it on the ground behind his stall. Gingerly begins to sit in it. Eventually trusting his full weight. Oh. Do you know what? You're not wrong. This is definitely more comfortable than that hay bale.
do we have a deal?
Yeah, I'll let you have for this. I've got to be a bit fairer for you, I think, on this one. I'll let you have 3 sheets of that parchment.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much.
And the map.
You're a gentleman, sir.
For this chair and 1 silver.
It's
5 copper. The chair's priceless.
Yes, it's not from here, it's from foreign lands, where the finest craftsmanship.
And you even said yourself you've never seen anything like it before. It's ingenious. Just think.
That could be an original patent for you if you work it out.
Exactly. If you showed it to an inventor, they'd be able to make more of them. You could sell them on your stall. Think of all the money you'd make from this one chair. We've made an investment in your business.
Well, now you put it that way.
See?
Oh, let me think about this. Do you know what?
We do have a meeting to get to. Just
Do you know-
so you know.
Do you know what? Roll me a persuasion check, please.
Absolutely.
With advantage.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what you mean about patents.
23.
Oh, shit. I don't know what you mean about patents. Are you talking about, like, inventor's insurance for...
Inventor's rights.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I was the first one who made this. Now you don't get to copy me without giving me some money.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, I got you. Yeah, so inventor's insurance. Awesome. I will... But the problem is... Well, I can get that to work. I've actually got a friend who could actually reverse engineer this. He's a bit of a gnome, you see. And he loves to tinker and fiddle with things and work things out. So, yeah, I think this could work. Although he will want a 20% cut of any profit for doing the reverse engineering. But even so, I could still get this to work. In Albion, we don't have anything like this. Cover is made of canvas. Well, this ain't like any canvas I've ever felt before. This seems like it's got some kind of waterproof coating on it or something. So
Bone weaving technique.
Yeah. You can waterproof it with paraffin wax as long as you keep it away from fire.
oh yeah, like we do with the cells sometimes. You know, when we're putting them in stowage. Yeah. I can see this working, you know. And do you know what? I think, now I think about it, because one of the things a lot of people in our craft like to do is sit out under the stars as they draw their maps, because the stars give us a good indication of where we are, and you know that like it offers us guidance in this world. But I'm sure you're already aware of that. Anyway, hark at me rambling on again. I tell you what, it's an absolutely fine deal. I will take the chair. You can have the map and 3 pieces of parchment.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. You're a gentleman, sir.
Oh, no. You say this is unique and there is not... Do you promise me that I am not going to ever find another one of these on this continent, in Albion?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And if I go... Yeah?
Yeah, we've only seen this one.
Okay. If I go to the... insurance office for inventors, the IOI... Yeah, IOI, but anyway, if I go there, I'm not going to find anyone with this design.
Yeah, I swear on it.
I certainly look. If you find anything like it, then it's definitely not like we have not seen anything like it, right? This is the only one that we have seen around. So we can't exactly guarantee anything because it's just based on what we have seen, but we swear this is the only thing that we have seen around of it.
He stands up off of the stool, and he lifts it and he closes it up again, slowly and carefully, and slides all the legs back in and tightens them up. And then he spots the label on the underside of it. What's this B&N?
That's the inventor.
The inventor of this product.
Well, I had it custom made for myself.
The craftsman, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
not like
It's not actually insured by like the inventor's insurance office.
Bruce and Mike.
Yeah.
Right, Bruce and Mike made this chair for you together, and they didn't bother to insure it. Well, they are absolute mugs. I really hope you got this for a really good deal.
Yeah. About a silver piece.
Was that all it cost you?
Yeah.
Damn, you're good negotiators. I'll give you credit there. You do well in our trade. Huh. Right. Anyway, I'm going to work on this marvel. I normally come back here maybe once every 3 to 4 months. So come back then, and by that time I'll have all of this chair figured out, and it'll probably be insured. And if I can get the product made somewhere by someone, probably on a licensing fee, then when you next see me here in about 3 or 4 months, because my ship sails tonight, when you next see me here, you might find I have a whole stack of them, and you're more than welcome to try the product. You never know, I might even make some iterations and improvements. Do you know what this one thing is missing though?
What's that?
Arms.
Yeah, you could make some arms for it.
I tell you what, if you make an arm, hear me out, you add a little circle, and then you have a net underneath it.
Right.
Just enough for if someone's relaxing, it can hold a little pot of something. Whether that is, like, it could be a mug of ale, or it could be a pot of ink. Or it could be a pot of ink.
Genius.
Friends.
A little net so that it can hold an ink. You are geniuses. Right, I'm going to get these ideas written down, and you're going to be blown away. Right, I think I need to pack up shop. This is worth a fortune. I got to go working on this right away. I bid you all a good day, and do come back. Do come back. My name's Roger, and very, very soon it won't be B&M you see on the label. It'll be Roger's. I need to find a word for sitting that begins with R.
Camping chair.
Sorry?
Camping chair, because you can take it with you on the road when you go camping. It's a camping chair.
Roger's.
There you go.
Roger's camping chair.
Huh. Or collapsible camping chair, because it folds up.
CCC.
Or Roger's Resters.
Roger's rest.
Have it a nice thing of resting, you know.
That's a ring to it.
Call it a rester, you know. That means that if people aren't just like, you know, it's a brand new name instead of chair. Like it's a redefining of what a chair is. It's a rester, and it's got your name right there.
Roger's Rester. I like that. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to workshop that idea. But I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
It's been a pleasure, Roger.
And you too. Sorry, I never got any of your names.
Jess.
Uh-huh.
Chris.
Aspen.
Steve.
Chris, Jess, Aspen, Steve. I'll probably forget that by tomorrow, but I bid you all a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye, Roger.
Ciao. Have a good one. Whatever your day may hold. And as you finish up this conversation, you see him starting to pull out parchment and take notes and write things down on the parchment as you begin to walk away. But you have your map of Ironstead in your hands.
Well, I guess we should head to the Azure Watch then.
About that
Yeah, I
time.
guess so.
Also, Jess, if you're ever
Can I put being an inventor on my CV now?
Why not?
I mean, technically speaking, you brought an existing thing from our world into this world.
No. He doesn't know that.
It was £5 in B&M. It works out to be 1 silver.
Jess, you could be a salesperson. That was almost predatory. I feel like you would fit right in with like.
Oh, loan shark Jess!
You used to have already grown.
If you ever need to change profession, you know where you can go.
Well, I did work in retail before I did my degree.
Think of the commission.
Yeah. Well, that's if I don't get executed by the Azure Watch.
Yeah, I'm sure
You won't.
we're good.
Just on that note, if the worst does happen, and I'm imprisoned, I'm executed, I have a lot of valuable things on me. You could sell them to traders and make some money. If not, and I survive, we can still sell them to traders and make some money.
See, salesperson. Look, you found your calling. You could have a side hustle where you just, I don't know, you're an eBay reseller.
I mean, I have sold some things on eBay before, but not much.
She's a businesswoman.
It comes from my retail background.
And that's the shopping episode.
Hey, I've still got some instant tea and coffee packets. I think I've only got a couple of each, but we can find a tea and coffee trader. We could sell them the patent. Oh, sorry, wake nut juice.
As you are continuing, it's canon. As you are continuing your journey and walking back towards the festival square and where the Azure Watch headquarters is, you are finding yourselves hustled about a little bit here and there, hustled and tussled with the market crowds. But nothing untoward, no incidences or anything like that occurs as you're walking through. You get eventually to the festival square and you see the fountain that you saw previously outside the Azure Watch headquarters. And you can see on the festival square itself that it's actually been cleared now. And you don't see much of like the bunting or anything like that that was here the day before. So it seems like overnight the council, or what you assume to be council workers, have basically cleared the streets of the previous celebrations and festivities that were had for the Festival of Unity. What you do see, though, is a young squadron of brand new Azure Watch members going through various drills. And as you approach the festival square, you are promptly stopped by two members of the Azure Watch who look you up and down and simply say, "Where do you think you're going?"
We're here to report and fill out some paperwork about an incident in the alleyway. Nix has probably told you all about it.
Nix has not told me nothing. Not even sure who Nix is, I'm afraid.
Hear it.
Look, all we were told was to report here and explain what happened in the alleyway yesterday.
Right, and what happened in the alleyway yesterday then that made you need to come here and write out a statement?
And that's why we are here.
There was an incident with a gang.
Huh?
They ambushed us and we were forced to defend ourselves.
We're meant to
Right,
actually talk about it when we're given the statement, you know.
right.
We've got a meeting at midday.
Asked to come here.
If you can check your little books, that would be really helpful.
Give me a moment.
Cheers.
You see him stand up, and as he stands up, you realise he was actually sitting. And as he was sitting down, he was pretty much eye to eye with you lot standing. As he stands up, he seems to grow another 3 feet. And you hear from his throat, or from his chest more to the point, "Adrian? Are we expecting a visitors at midday?" But it's a low grumble, almost. You only can understand it because he's saying it quick enough, but you feel that naturally it would be said slower, rather than in common at a slowed down pace. And a few moments later, from across the other side of the festival square, you see someone else stand up. Once again, another giant, as it were. And he looks over towards the first guard here. "Yep, I have total of 5 on my books. 5 guests at midday. Here to see, I think it's Calvin, who is the statement advisory person today." "Yep, Calvin. 5 to see Calvin." He sits back down. The first guard sits back down, and where he's sat, the lower half of his body appears to be hidden by a hedge, so you can't even really see it as such, because it's like a wall and a small hedge in front of it. But it looks like he's standing up at a normal height now, even though you now know he's actually sat down. Right, go on then, but follow the path round to the left if you could, please, and as you walk round, mind the guards that are doing their drill, because they've got a parade and they are practicing, and then you got the junior cadets who want to join the watch but don't really know bugger all. It's quite fun watching them TikTok. Off you go then. It's supposed to be 5 of you though.
Yeah, Brenna's off. She's off. She's doing. She's visiting some temples at the moment.
She's gone to repent then, has she? Whatever this may be. Very well.
So.
Very well. Off you go. And he turns back to watch the juniors as they are attempting to march across the square once more.
We follow the directions and head to towards this Calvin bloke.
Calvin!
As you walk around the square, you can see some of the young new joiners to the Azure Watch that are doing the drills and what have you. You can see that some of them are marching properly, in time, arms opposite legs, not in line with their legs, and then there are others that just look really awkward, and they're not marching properly, they're out of sync, they've got their arm and leg forward at the same time, and it just looks pathetic. Like, it's the sort of thing that if anyone of your characters has had been to the Army, Sea or the Air Cadet Corps, it's the sort of thing that you know that in drill you would have gotten a bollocking for not marching properly. And as you're watching this, you watch one of the very badly mistimed cadets just trip over themselves, and you watch as the rest of the cadets behind him start stacking on top and falling over as well, tripping over themselves, falling like a stack of dominoes. And then you hear...
It looks like they're trying to hold back laughter.
And then you hear the shout from the drill sergeant, as it were. Get up! Jesus Christ! Did your mothers not teach you how to walk in a frickin' straight line? Christ, what are we recruiting these days?
Let's just get to this Calvin bloke and try not to stare, perhaps. We don't want to cause any more trouble than we're already possibly in.
As you make your way around to the Azure Watch headquarters, you find yourself once again in the small front courtyard, and you're looking at it, and you're seeing the various portraits of the founders of the Azure Watch just inside of the door. The door is wide open, and you can see 2 Azure Watch guards standing at the doors, holding them open, waiting for you. As you approach, you go up the steps, and it turns from like a wooden porch platform out the front as you've gone up these steps to a marbled floor inside. And there in the centre of this room is a small pedestal. And humming an azure blue colour is a sword that is floating there above this pedestal, and it's encased in like a glass cover, and it's humming with this bright blue, azure blue energy. As you look around this headquarters, stepping in, you can see the portraits of the founders lining the walls. You can see Penelope. You can see a portrait of Stan. You can see a portrait of Brock. Someone you've actually already met, or some of you have already met once. You can see a portrait of what her name was. You can see the portraits of these people. There's another one of Morrigan. There's another one of someone else who's slightly darker skinned, but I can't remember her name. And they're all standing there in these portraits quite proud. And you can see around this pedestal in the middle are the words etched in a runic script that seem to be decipherable to you all. That reads, "With hope and unity, we will rule with justice." As you continue to look around, you can see various desks that have been set up. There's about 6 of them, 3 either side of the room. And they're all angled inwards slightly so that each one is at that sort of diagonal, so that everyone can see everyone in front of them. And whoever's coming in through the doors can be seen. And as you look up, you can see a balcony and a banner. It's a huge banner, as it were, like a pennant-style banner. But as you're looking up, you can see that this is a tapestry, and it is a brilliant azure blue colour. And in the middle is what you can only describe as a fleur-de-lis from the real world, as the symbol of the Azure Watch. And as you continue to stare and look in wonder at this room that you've walked into, you hear a small coming from a desk on the right-hand side of the room from where you've entered.
Are you Alvin?
Yes, I am expecting 5 guests, correct?
Yes, one of our parties at the temple.
Ah, yes, I was told one of your party was healer by the guard that reported the incident initially. Very well. If I could have all of you follow me, please. We are going to head to the interrogation rooms. Don't worry, you're not being interrogated. Although we may have a few questions for you. I hope you don't mind.
We are happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That's exactly the news I like to hear. Cooperation is the key to unlocking whatever mysteries or misdemeanors has been wrought in this city. Don't worry, justice will prevail. You will get your just desserts, as it were, if that is the case. There will be consequences. But one of the first things that Lady Celine brought in was, and he looks over at Jess and the rest of the party, but Jess in particular. Don't worry. I can see that in your eyes. That fear. We're not going to be executing or punishing anyone in a matter of which things are final.
Jess will nod.
Just relax. And he leads you to one of the interrogation rooms that's been set up for you all. It's actually not too bad. It looks to be a bit bigger than maybe your average sort of one bedroom flat living room size room. And clearly this was used for something else, as there's evidence of like pin tacks in cork boards dotted around the room, and all sorts of little oddities that tells you this isn't actually an interrogation room. It's probably more like an old map room that's been repurposed because perhaps your party's a bit bigger than they were expecting.
Forgive me, when you said interrogation room, I was expecting a dungeon?
Oh, I appreciate your candor. I really do. I promise you we have no such foul play within our organisation. Either way, if you can just wait here for him, you will be met by our Unity Marshal. His name is Brakka Thorn.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yes, the Unity Marshal Brakka Thorn will be arriving shortly.
That Brakka with a B or a R, sorry. This is Jude asking.
Yeah, above table. Brakka.
Thank you.
Thorne. Brakka
Thank you.
Thorn.
Unity Marshal.
And he closes the door and leaves you all to sit in this slightly bare room with what appears to be a circular table in the middle of it and a couple of chairs dotted around the edges. There's no windows.
Kind of reminds me of my uni apartment.
It's a good 10 minutes that's going to pass before Brakka turns up if you have any conversation that you wish to have.
So I guess we just tell the truth.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really
from
good.
what it...
Sorry,
From our
Aspen.
perspective.
Sorry, yeah, I don't see any point in lying. I mean, they attacked us and we defended ourselves. I don't really think we necessarily did anything wrong.
Yeah. Well, you didn't do anything wrong. I still killed the guy.
I mean, they were going to kill us, so I still don't think you did anything wrong either. I think we're obviously coming at this from the position of where we're from, but we're not from here, and I feel like things work a little bit differently. Wherever here is, things probably work a little bit differently. They were obviously going to kill all of us, so 1 life in exchange for 5, 6, however many of us there are, because apparently I can't count anymore. You know.
I guess we'll find out.
Look, they really didn't give us much of a choice. You actually taking down their leader I would argue that they got discouraged from that.
Yeah, maybe.
And if we were going to be in trouble, they wouldn't have let us go. So they let us go back to where we were staying and then just told us to show up again. So it's not like if we really had done something incredibly wrong, we would have been taken away right then and there. So
Yeah, you have a very valid point. Maybe I'm just overthinking things.
deep breaths.
About 10 minutes pass as you have finalise your conversation, and a few moments later you hear 3 loud knocks on the door, and then it pushes open. Right, good day to you all. Just to let you know, my name is Brakka Thorn. I am the Unity Marshal here. It is my job to take your statements, and it is also my job to make sure that every one of you is telling the truth. So, without further ado, what we're going to do, we're going to all sit down at the table, and we're going to have you all in a semicircle, and then I'm going to sit at the head of the table this side, and I think we'll go from here. I've got some parchment, I've got pens and, well, inkwells and quills, and he pushes it across the table, parchment to each of you, inkwell to each of you, and then once he's done that, he says, quite simple really, just write down your statement. Now, I know you've all had a chance to talk about it and what you're going to write. Don't worry, we've already had an official report from what happened. As well, so we will know if you're lying because we've gotten a report from one of our guards, and if it tallies, it tallies. If it doesn't tally, then we start asking questions. It's really that simple. At the moment, none of you are in trouble, but we will hold you back after for about 10 to 15 minutes, just so that we can look at what's happened and read it through ourselves. What we'd like is for you to write it from your own perspective, because at the end of the day, what you remember of the night is more important than any chronological order of the night, because we will be able to actually work that stuff out. We've got some really clever people who analyse all of this stuff and look at the evidence in the crime scene. For the record, yes, the area's been cordoned off. Yes, we have pissed off the local neighbours because they can no longer get in or out of their houses and they have to use the back doors, which is, annoyance for most of them. But it's okay, we'll have that all cleaned up by, I'd probably say, mid-afternoon, and then everyone can go about their daily lives as per normal in that little alley round that street. And hopefully we'll have an answer, and hopefully our... What do they call them again? Forensics. Hopefully our forensics team will have some information that will show exactly what happened to us. Right? They're good at deducing things and how it happened and analysing and looking at stuff and putting it all together. So don't worry about the chronological order, just write down what you remember and we'll go from there. And as he's spewing all of this out and rambling on, you're kind of taken aback that this half-sized human, halfling, that's in front of you has got this much authority and is commanding this room the way he is. He is small. Like, the closest that you could put it to from where you're from would be someone suffering with dwarfism, except here he's not actually suffering, or someone that's been affected by dwarfism, but he's not affected by it. He takes it in his stride and it is beautiful. Like, he is perfect as he is. And it kind of takes you aback a little bit, because it's a little bit strange to see this sort of thing. Someone this grown up, this adult, but looking only about as tall as a child, but without any physical problems or anything holding him back in any way, shape or form. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. I'm just going to sit here and read my book whilst you lot write your statements. And he pulls out a folder from his bag, puts it on the table and starts reading through it. I don't all speak up at once. You're allowed to talk, you know.
Do you want to go first?
No.
I will first then. So,
In them, aren't we? Are we writing them or are we speaking them?
You are typing them out, but you can have a conversation whilst he's
Okay.
just sitting there reading his own documents.
So I feel like Steve is, writing out his statement from the moment of the ambush where the guards blocked them, and feeling like we didn't have much of a choice. We were backed in the corner with really no way out or to avoid combat. Where then Steve specifically decided, okay, we need help, and he casted this Thunderwave spell to alert guards.
Cool.
Jess will do likewise, but also include that Snake and his gang attacked. I can't remember who he attacked because I didn't write the notes properly. Oops.
Chris.
Chris. So Snake and his gang attacked Chris. And I leapt to the fence without thinking and slashed at him. Didn't realise I'd got his neck.
Yep.
And yeah, that was it. And then obviously after that, the rest of the gang scattered and the guards arrived.
As you all get about halfway through writing your papers, there's a knock on the door.
Chris is going to spend a lot of time just struggling to write with a quill, until they eventually dig into their pockets and just drag out a biro pen and start using that instead.
You get a raised eyebrow from the halfling, who looks at it, sees that it's still a writing implement and is putting ink on paper, and he just ignores it. Whether that's intentional or intentional curiosity, who knows? He has taken note of it, but he ignores it because he sees ink hitting the paper. But there is a knock on the door. Yep, who is it? Come in, come in. Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, crying out loud. Don't be shy, Osiris. Just, yes, I've got people here, but...
He opens the tea. He opens the door and looks. My report to make about the ducks.
Oh! You've finally got something interesting to read. Here, let's have a look. What's gone on then? Just, can you give me a quick summary?
Well, nothing too particularly on the docks happened. Some new stuff came in. There was a boat with just chickens.
That's a bit odd.
Don't ask me why. I don't know. I asked, and they said they're just
chickens.
transporting chickens. I did just...
Were they alive?
Chickens. Live chickens. Yeah.
Do they not know that livestock is banned from being imported at our docks at the moment because of the recent influenza? I hope you turn them away.
To tell them that. I did. I told them to leave immediately, but they said, well, we have chickens to sell. And I said, well, not here.
Right.
They're banned. And well, we have another shipment coming in with other livestock. Hopefully it's not chicken. They said no. Okay, I guess.
What was it then? Did they say what the other shipment was?
It was cow meat.
Right. Cows. Cow meat. Okay.
This time, not alive.
But that's fine then, as long as it's been preserved properly and as long as it's as fresh as it can be, it's not going to be a problem selling it on the markets. However, or if it's been cured, it's even better. But how many times and how many signs do we have to put up to say no livestock on the docks?
I had a talk with the captain of the boat, and the captain said, well, we were sent here to bring chickens. And I asked them who. They wouldn't give me a name. And I told them specifically there is a sign that says it.
Right.
And I took the captain to read the sign, and he
Let me guess.
Well, I have chickens.
Let me guess, he can't read.
No, he can't.
Good.
Actually. His first mate, though, could read.
And?
Well, he told it to him, and he said, well, what am I going to do with these chickens? Leave! They took me an hour! 2 hours to get them off the dock!
Jesus.
Leave!
You'd think they'd have a bit of common sense in this day and age, wouldn't you? Ah, well.
And tried to square up with me then. And I'm a big dude.
Fair enough.
Big greatsword.
Whilst you were down there on the docks, did you find anything more out about that travelling troupe that came in on the docks on one of the boats and set up camp outside. Did you find anything more out about them?
DM, did I find anything more about them? I don't know if I did. I don't think so.
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay, I can do that.
Chris at this point is trying not to laugh because that entire conversation was very funny.
Net 15 for a 8.
And Chris, who works with who probably has worked with at least a group of chickens before, is finding it even more funny.
All Jess can think about is they have chicken here. Yes, finally they have actual chicken.
No, we don't turn them away. Fuck that.
She will find some chicken somewhere.
Find some chickens out in the wild.
On an 18, you find out that the carnival troupe were waiting for You found out that the carnival troupe was the Marvelous Travelling Show, and they're currently camped outside the north gate of Ironstead. You also found out that someone that was on a certain watch list did travel with them, and that today was their last day before the troop moves out and away from Ironstead. This person, Va Shoven, an elven, morally grey character, Va Shoven.
He takes out his book.
Yes.
And then shows him this person, and he hides the book from everyone around. This person's name, and he underlined that this is their last day today on the carnival. They were traveling with them.
Well, now you see, that is good information. Right, hand the report in to the usual desk clerk. He can deal with it and file it away. As for that information, take that up to Lady Celine. And actually, do you know what?
What?
Do you fancy a field trip? And he's looking around at the party that's at the table at the same time.
Chris is just, he was fully been paying attention through this entire thing, is just looking at him and just like, what, us?
Jess was about to say the same thing. What, us?
No, him. And he points to Osiris.
You know, I've been cooped up at the docks for a bit too long. Sure, I'd love a field trip.
Well, we need to know and find out where this person, because the name hasn't been said to you lot around the table yet, it's just been pointed at in a book. We need to know where this person is going, and ideally, we need to get them. If we can, before they slip away. Do you think you could do that?
Of about a day till we leave the carnivals. I could get some information on it. Potentially.
Fair enough. We need to give you some cover and a viable reason that you're there, though. And he looks back around at the party again. I think I've got just the thing. Would you not like to go to the carnival and see the Marvelous Travelling Show?
Jess is just going to look at the others.
I haven't been to... I don't think I've ever been to a carnival.
There'll be fun, there'll be
Fancy a magic
games.
carnival?
Say that again.
Steve? Magic carnival?
I've actually got a question for you, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, considering why we are here and we are, investigating a murder, or rather an incident that has happened, what logic would it make for us to, go to a carnival when we are dealing with a bigger issue?
Let's
When we're persons of interest.
put it this way. You're new to this town, right? You're new to this
Yeah.
place. Yeah. And you don't necessarily know our laws and rules, correct?
Correct?
Correct.
And from what we got in the report, and what I hope matches in yours, we'll find out soon enough, it was self-defense, wasn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
Not pretty much, it was self-defense.
It was self-defense.
And your wizard in the party cast a spell.
Rick immediately points towards Steve.
Cast a spell that he knew would be really, really loud.
I don't know if he knew that.
Yeah, to attract guards. He said we needed help.
Lucky guess.
Is that right?
I'm still figuring out, the whole spellcasting thing, but yeah, let's go with that. I knew what I was doing.
I don't think he did.
Shut it.
Regardless of whether it was sheer dumb luck or he knew what he was doing, doesn't matter. He deliberately cast something that would make a very, very loud sound, which I would assume he would know, correct? That it would attract certain members of law enforcement to investigate.
Yes.
Right. So we're all on the same page here, yes?
Yes.
Right. Well, unfortunately during that incident, one of you, killed someone called Snake, yes?
Yes.
Last time, Osiris, if I recall, last time you encountered Snake, he tried to have you over the bloody steps, didn't he? From what I remember, you ended up spanking him with your sword across the arse multiple times.
Just bursts out laughing.
He was always a naughty kid. Yeah. Yeah, thankfully it was the blunt side. He's always been a naughty kid. He was always mixed up with the wrong groups, and I'm telling you now, those alleyways will be safer without him. But,
Yeah.
and this is the truth of it, right? Okay? You can't just go around killing people willy-nilly. It's not on.
Even in self-defense.
Even in self-defense, you shouldn't really go around killing people.
It was an accident.
Yep. I mean, that was, from what I can tell in the report that I got, it was a very precise accident. And, no word of a lie, that's how it's quoted in the report.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing.
They did almost kill our friend. In all fairness, if it wasn't him, it would have been our friend, and then we'd be in a completely different situation.
As the friend in question, I did not feel very good.
Yeah. Like, from what the guards were saying, you were barely hanging on until the healer in your party decided to actually do something and heal you, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This wasn't really how I wanted to meet with the Azure Watch. I was told to come here to get some shortbow training.
Well, you'll have plenty of time for that, and I think they've got a short bow and crossbow and archery thing at the carnival, haven't they, Osiris?
There's a few games there, not too many, but yeah, there should be some of them around.
And you're not too bad with a short bow, are you? Well, I know you prefer your sword.
The bow holds up his hands and thinks, the short bow's not really my thing, but I can try. I don't mind them.
Fair enough. Right, I think that's decided then. You can go and do your training at the carnival. And you are there for a purpose. Consider this your punishment. You're going to basically be babysitted by Osiris whilst he's doing another job. He's there to get information. You're there to act as his alibi. Is that clear?
We can eat carnival food too, yeah?
Crystal clear.
Good.
We can't eat. With what money can we eat carnival food?
I have a little bit.
So?
But
I'll give you guys some. I'll get you guys some cannibal food.
Yeah, Chris looks in my wallet and just like, I've got like a couple tenors in here. I don't know.
The halfling raises an eyebrow at you. A very bushy eyebrow.
The tenor. The tenor.
I don't know either. But do yourself
back like slight compliment.
Osiris, go to the petty cash and speak to the clerk. Pull out a total of, I don't know, I think gold each for each of them. That should cover their expenses. Make sure you get the receipts though, will you?
I will do that as soon as I hand in both of my reports so I can have more efficiency.
Excellent. Right, well I think that settles it. In the meantime, got about an hour before the carnival opens up, so what we're going to do, we're going to have all of you out the front, and we're going to teach you some discipline with your weapons.
I only have daggers, I don't have
If you want to watch it, he's going to quickly run and go do reports.
Steve looks at his lack of weapons. I guess I have a weapon of my own, I suppose?
Yep.
I've only got these, and Chris puts up their hands and starts twisting them around like an old timey black and white cartoon. Not yet, like the cartoon or like that in silent films, like fisticuffs.
Bess pulls out a kitchen knife, which is obviously clearly used for preparing food, and the dagger. I have a food.
You've broken up.
Oh, you've disappeared.
My back.
Nope.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
No, you've gone mute and unmute.
Am I back now?
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, Jess pulls out the kitchen knife, which is clearly used for food preparation, and the dagger, and she's like, I have a kitchen utensil and a dagger, and that's about it.
Okay. I can see where this party is going. What about yourself? And he looks over at Aspen.
I have a metal pipe.
Interesting choice of weapon. Do you know what? Considering this is potentially going to get you into a bit of trouble for your trouble. We'll give you all proper weapons. And as for that twirly dance you just did, as he looks over at Chris, well, not sure what you were trying to do there. Were you actually trying to cast a spell?
No.
Not sure what you were trying to do there, but I hope interpretive dance is something that is effective in the battlefield. Although I've never seen
You've
it.
just never seen my technique.
Don't worry, their technique is uniquely theirs.
So I've heard from the report. Right, I think Osiris is ready for you, but let's head to the festival square. Let's get you all properly armed. And then from there, we can go and do some basic training for about an hour or so before you head off to the carnival. How does that all sound?
Sure.
So, just to fill you in on a couple of details, and yes, you're more than welcome to ask questions just before we go out there. Whilst you're there, we are looking for someone. That someone is a person, elven, in nature, and they're known as Va Shoven. I don't expect any of you to know that name.
I know that name.
Oh, I do.
You do know that name? How?
No.
Yeah, me, right? Hang on. Wait.
Yes,
Yes,
you.
it was a person.
Consult the archives, yes.
How do you
aware
know?
of this name.
How are you aware of this name? Now I'm curious.
We visited a library, and the librarian really into conspiracy theories and like red string and all that stuff. And they had that name up on this board for the Council of Seven. Council of the Seven. Yeah, I don't know everything, obviously, but I've heard of the name and the Council of the Seven. So,
Well, I can tell you now he ain't a member of the Council of Seven,
okay.
but if he's linked to it, this was seen at the library.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy theory board. I think it's like a side hobby of the librarian, but it was very detailed. They have a little book and everything.
Interesting. I might just send an investigator up there to have a look at this conspiracy board. I thank you for your service and the tip. And certainly I will thank you for your service after you complete this thing. Consider this your consequence for your actions. You killed someone that could have given us some information, but at the same time was causing a lot of problems. We are going to look the other way, providing you help us.
So, what do you want? You want this guy captured alive?
Yes, alive, unhurt.
Mhm.
And from what my resources have told me, he's leaving tonight. Normally he leaves ahead of any caravan he's travelling with. So we need to get in there and get this person found and quietly captured. I'd probably say before 8 PM. Now, Osiris will show you to the armory, where you can grab your regular weapons that you would prefer to be using. You are allowed to carry your weapons on the streets. Just don't point them at anyone. Please. Definitely don't keep any short bows or crossbows loaded. Not that short bows work that way, but we've had a few accidents with crossbows recently, so not fun dealing with that. Head down to the festival square. The drill should be finishing up in about 5 minutes. We'll have some targets set up, some training dummies, and you can all practice. And yes, we have some magical training dummies as well, which are not impervious, but they will reconstitute themselves once they've been blown to smithereens by whatever you wish to throw at it magically.
I've got one more question.
Yes.
Considering as I'm a wizard and don't really use weapons, do you guys have like staffs or a focus or something?
Well, ideally the focus is something that you would find and make for yourself. But don't really think we've got much in the way of trinkets that are available. Anything that you're particularly attached to? Maybe a gemstone or something?
Well, I do really enjoy the look of the jade crystal. If that's what you mean.
Yeah, okay. Jade crystal's probably a bit too expensive for us to actually offer you as a focus.
Yeah.
Nice try there, but that ain't gonna happen.
I was not trying to, scam you into getting this focus. I apologize if that was what I was doing.
Well, we might be able to get you a staff with a carved head. Haven't we got that black, it's like, I don't know what wood it is. It's basically a wooden staff that's got, it's got it's like a dragon's skull on one end and I can't describe what's on the other end, but it's like it's almost like a Christmas bauble, but it's like it's got snow inside that moves around when it's wiggled, and it's got that on one end, and it's got like a dragon skull on the other. Probably not a focus, but at least it could work as a quarterstaff for you if you wanted. It's not really worth anything. We've tried to get it valued. So there was nothing more common than a snow globe, apparently.
I mean, it's something, so I'll take it off your hands. Do you want like a silver piece for it, maybe?
No, these are yours to use.
Well, alright, then I'll take it.
As for the rest of you, have you all got your armour and weapons and things that you need?
Wait, we can have armor as well.
Well, I don't want to send you in unprotected, do I?
That would be.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, and Jess will take some light leather armor and short bow.
Fair enough. You all head down with Osiris to the armory, and it is fairly well kitted out, but it is basic levels of armour. Suitable for all of you.
We got the common shit.
Yep. You got your common shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Aspen,
I was just gearing up. Just gonna start.
There is even armor sized perfectly for you if you wanted it.
I feel like I don't want armor. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Because I think when we got our outfits done, I feel like I got something that was like easy to move in, so I don't want to then pile more crap on top of that. So I'm chilling.
Fair enough. But you do find in place for your metal pole that you have, if you wish.
Sword.
Yes, there are swords there. There are short swords, there are long swords, there is one great sword, but it is locked in a cabinet. And the armourer that is in there just shakes his head as you look at it. No, you're not having that one, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, can I clarify? Is it just leather or is it studded leather as the light armor?
It's just leather.
Okay.
There is no studded armour here. Wow. Yeah, you got your long swords. You can have one of them if you want. Or you can trade in that metal pole of yours for this fine quarterstaff. Jesus, that's heavy, isn't it? Your one. Looks heavy. This one might be a bit lighter for you. And he throws another metal pole. But this one's a lot more balanced as he throws it towards you. And it's a lot lighter, but it's about the same length.
You know what? If we're doing this, I might as well go all out. I want a sword. I want to be a sick lesbian with a sword. I want a sword.
Yes! Sword
Longsword, right? Longsword?
Yep, longsword.
Are there any scimitars available?
There are 2 scimitars. They are just your basic scimitars.
Yes!
And you can grab them.
There are leather armor and the scimitar.
Very well.
It's just the one bit of one weapon we can take, isn't it?
Whatever's suitable for the class that you are.
Okay, so I've got a short bow, and I can. I'll take a short sword as well. Or should I take a short sword or a hand axe?
Ooh, are there any wooden shields around?
No.
You look around and you see a couple of bucklers.
Oh.
The half-orc that's standing there just looks at you and is like, nope. We've only got 2 of those left, and they've got to be for the 2 guards that come in tonight. Because
Just puts their hands up and is like, it's fine, man. I wasn't gonna take him anywhere, I don't think.
fair enough. Unfortunately, those are reserved.
Do you have any hand axes as well?
Yeah, we got a box of them under it, and he reaches down, pulls out a box, smashes it on the desk in front of him. You can have a couple if you need them.
Jess was like jump slightly, but then kind of pick up the hand axe and kind of feel the weight in her hand.
It's hefty, but it's balanced. Good for throwing.
Okay. She'll take the hand axe with the short bow.
I'm a big fan of hand axes.
I've got mastery on those 2, so it should help.
Now, young Osiris,
Actually, while I'm
Hand axe.
whilst you're here, anything you need?
Given daggers,
Hand axe.
a dagger. I would love a dagger. I'm missing my one. Dagger.
Absolutely.
Two daggers. 1 or 2 daggers.
Absolutely.
I need
Actually,
a spare.
And he
I can
passes.
also make daggers.
Yes, we'll get to you in a moment, Steve. The armourer looks over at you, reaches behind the counter, and hands you 2 daggers, Osiris. And as he does so, you notice that one of them has a intricate carving on it of unspecified description. But it doesn't appear to be... You've seen this dagger around a few times, but it does not appear to be activated or anything like that at this time.
Yeah.
But it does have a particular...
Smile and... Oh?
Yep.
No, he was just gonna smile and just say thank you to him.
You're very, very welcome. Right.
And he's gonna hide both of them in his clothes.
Fair enough. As you all kiss yourselves out, getting ready for this carnival that you're heading to, Osiris describes a little more about the mission and what he's there for. You understand and learn that Va Shoven is an elf who is a morally grey character, and you learn that he is the only one that is explicitly tied to what was the original corruption of the Council of Seven just 3 weeks prior. He slipped through the cracks and got away. You learn that it was rumoured that he had returned to Ironstead 6 days prior on a boat with the carnival, and is going to be travelling out with the carnival, but slightly ahead of schedule this very night. And you also learn from Aspen, nonetheless, that this is one of the wanted with a bounty on their head. And this is confirmed as you walk past a notice board just outside the doors of the Azure Watch headquarters. Va Shoven, wanted, 5 gold reward, and an image of him. As you all step out into the light of the afternoon sun, into the courtyard and the training yard to begin practicing with your new equipment, Osiris, this is the first time. This is the first time that the party has seen natural light hit your physique. Would you like to describe to the group and to our audience what you actually look like?
Alright, let's have some fun with this. Osiris is in some... Not to most of the other Azure Watch people, he is more in some uniform bits, but also in normal sailor's clothing as well, to blend in. He has his hair tied up back, green skin, darker green skin that kind of fades towards the top of his head and the bottom of his hands. Very weathered. He's been on the sea a lot. Has a big great sword on his back. Very Muscular-ish, but tall. He's a very tall individual. But best way to describe him, he has a very nice smile while he's this imposing figure. Around the lines of him.
Fair enough.
Oh, he also carries around a light with him. Just has a musical instrument. I don't remember where he's got it from. It's there.
Brilliant.
I do know where he's got it from. He doesn't.
Okay. So, with that description, and about an hour's worth of training with various members of the Azure Watch, actually teaching you all how to use the weapons you've selected properly for the first time. After about an hour, most of you have got the hang of it, although still very rusty or very basic with your skills currently. But you begin to head off out towards the north gates, towards the carnival and the marvellous travelling troupe. And on that note, we are going to end tonight's session. Thank you all for watching and listening to our wonderful show tonight. I'd like to say a great big welcome and thank you to Osiris, aka Killian. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome to the chaos, my friend.
I am going to create so much chaos with you guys. It's going to be hilarious.
Look forward to the chaos.
And
Chaos.
I would like to say that next week, when we are back with another episode of Dice and Destiny, we will also have Lou, who plays Aurora, hopefully joining us at the carnival, having learnt a few new lessons in life from the clergy. As for the rest of you, your training that you do puts you all not too far away from leveling up.
Yay.
Oh! What am I doing? No, you all level up. Well done. So all of you should be level 2 now. Without further ado, it's goodbye from me, your DM, Metal Kitty, and it's goodbye from the crew.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Who
Bye-bye.
are too numerous to name. So, have a great evening, weekend, night, whatever time it may be when you're watching or listening to this, and we look forward to seeing you all in the next session.